Hey, greetings. It's Fred in Alaska. Wanted to give a shout out to Pascucci and crew, Glenn, Robert, Karen over at Everett's Air. I believe Sandra is one of the names as well. Shout out to Knick Construction, Bering Marine, and I believe that's it. If I missed one, let me know. And that's coming from RD Mercer. Those who know will know who that is. And let's get up to Hatcher's Pass. Hey, greetings, Fred in Alaska. Up here in Hatcher's Pass. We're down by this creek, and the time lapse that you guys saw stems from driving up here. Gosh, all the little spots where I would, as you can see, the snow's a couple feet deep. It'll only get deeper, but there's a little feeder creek to the Little Sioux, this ridge. Anyway, what I wanted to share with you today, Clint, not his real name, he owns a small construction company, and for a treat they were doing a renovation, so he offered his guys, if they got the renovations done ahead of time, however much ahead of schedule they did, he would treat them to that much of a vacation snow machining up at Paxson, which is right by the Denali Highway off the Richardson. So they actually got done a week ahead of time, and so he stuck to his word, loaded up his snow machines, and they all went out there. There was Clint and 3 of his workers. They get out there and they're ripping around, having a great time. They overnighted at Eureka at the Roadhouse, and second day they went out, one of the machines slipped a track, and so it kind of ruined the festivities. They kind of had their fill, and it was pretty cold and the wind started blowing, so their attempts to tow it out failed because they didn't have the proper tow stuff. So what they did was they piled a bunch of snow on the machine, basically stashing it till they could come back and tend to the slip track. So they had brought the trailer, but they left it at the lodge, so they ended up going back, Clint brought one of his buddies back with him because he didn't need a whole lot of help getting the track fixed. He'd been there, done that kind of thing. And so as they got back to the snow machine, they noticed it wasn't exactly where it was initially. And so they were kind of like, oh, hopefully someone didn't mess with it. Well, as they get up on it, they noticed it looked like it had been flipped over a couple times and was pressed against smaller willows, kind of blowing them down. And they're like, what the hell? It almost looked like something impacted it and it kind of tumbled. So they're thinking the worst. They're like, shit. So they get over there, they drag it back on the working area and turn it up on its side, and they get to fixing the track. It got to a point where he was about done, and the buddy he had helping him, he had him holding up the rear rack so he could reach under there and adjust the tension on the track a little better on the skids. So as he was doing that, Clint had his arm up under there, and he was trying to get the wrench into the right spot to do whatever he was doing as far as the tensioning of the track. And all of a sudden, his friend holding the rear rack dropped it on him. So he's literally pinned under this snow machine, 800 RMK, 500-pound machine at least, somewhere right around there, curb weight. And so he's like, start screaming, hey, what the hell? And his buddy was like, run, like, telling him to run as he's pinned under the snow machine. Not meaning to laugh, but like, he's stuck, literally pinned. And he's like, get this thing off me. What the hell are you doing, dude? And his buddy runs off a good 20 yards and just squats down. And Clint can hear movement. He can hear something in those willows they just drug the snow machine from, right? So as he's screaming, get this effing machine off of me, his buddy, after the noise stops, because a good 2, 3, almost 4 minutes go by, and he said his buddy was just hunkered down, like turtle shelled up, like something was gonna crush him or something, right? So finally he gets his buddy comes over, frees him. He gets out, he's like, what the hell is going on? Well, his buddy commences to telling him that as he was lifting, he saw something white moving. Now remember, there's wind going on at the same time, variable winds and gusting up to like 25 miles an hour. So at times the wind would blow, and he said as he was holding the rack up, just doing his thing, he noticed in the willows something white moving in the wind. And at first he thought it was maybe a ptarmigan bedded down and the feathers were blowing. And then he started paying more attention, and he saw this figure, this outline of an all-white hairy man. And he said what stuck out is when the wind would blow, you could see darker roots to the hair. So it was like it had a whiter outer coat and a brown subcoat, or inner coat. So he didn't know what to do with that information. He was just stuck under a snow machine and pissed off about it. And so they go from what they were initially working on the track, and then they go and inspect. Now, according to his friend that saw this thing, it stood up, it turned off, and it walked away. And he said it walked away so fast, it was almost like it was floating. It went through the willows and stuff, and it was just, I mean, imagine stuff like this here, and all of a sudden you just see it going on up the hill, disappearing. I mean, we got these willows all through here. You could see them up there on the hillside, or on the mountainside there. So they go and inspect, and there's these huge tracks. He had a Maglite flashlight, and so he used that as a size reference, and it was 2 of the 3-cell Maglite lengths. It was 2 of them. So that's a pretty big damn track. He said that his buddy claimed that this thing was almost as wide as it was tall. He said it was about 9 foot tall. He said it seemed really, really wide, but he was freaked out, so he took that with a grain of salt. But that happened in Paxson approximately 3 winters ago, just at the beginning of the Denali Highway. this creek that they were nearby where the snow machine broke down feeds into that lake up there. I don't remember the name of the lake offhand, but it's just before you get to Paxson on the Richardson, going from Glen, just past the Delta Junction cutoff. But yeah, can you imagine being pinned under, like Clint, we already laughed about this on the phone, but can you imagine being pinned, not seeing shit, hearing some thrashing in the brush, and someone that you trust just dropped this thing on you and ran over there and is crouched down, turtled up? That would definitely freak me out. Anyway, it's Fred in Alaska. Thanks for joining me. I have a follow-up. I'll probably do a telephonic with the mine owner from the Koyukuk mining thing that I shared with you guys recently. He had a change of heart and wants to share with us a wider range of things that were going on. There was things I left out because I didn't want to dox him unintentionally. So it's Sunday, so I'm hoping to get that interview done before Thanksgiving and maybe upload it on Thanksgiving. I can't guarantee. I got background stuff going on with some travels coming up. But let me give you guys a panorama of where I am right now. So there's a trusty Tahoe. We got that mountain there. You know, I really should know all the names of these mountains. I just don't. I know Archangel's back over this way, but as you can see, the mountains up there. This here is part of a skiing track. People will snowboard or ski down this when the snow really comes in heavy. From there, the road cuts back up top there, and people, we would sled down this years ago. So what parents would do was get up top, drop the kids in sleds off, come back down to this parking area and pick up the Rugrats. So thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.